I still remember very vividly that on the 6th of January 2021, it's around 6 a.m. where I was woken up by a call from my colleague. She told me that my boss is arrested, and so is your boss. Be prepared. That's how I learned about the massive arrest for the pro-democracy primaries under the national security law. 3.5 years detained, and finally a sentencing today. 2,946 months is 245.5 years in accumulation of all 45 pro-democracy organizers and candidates. I was 24 when I ran for the district council election in 2019. 245.5 years is 10 times of my life, from being an infant to a grown-up who formed a free will and practiced democracy inside Hong Kong. 10 times of me could have been 10 times more determined to fight for democracy and freedom for my beloved city. Well, they shouldn't ever be in prison for what they did right. A day of imprisonment is a day too long. Among the candidates being sentenced today, there were a legislator who I worked for, former party fellows, my district council colleague, and the personal friends of mine. This is how close you are, and this is how close we all are with these 45 freedom fighters. And this is how close we are, a fine line in between an authoritarian regime and a liberated Hong Kong. This is not the end of the case, as this is certainly not the end of us persisting until all political prisoners are released and until Hong Kong is liberated. I call on all democratic governments and international allies to make decisive and assertive action now, especially for the UK government, where we have 200,000 of Hong Kongers reside after 2020, after the national security law, to take stronger actions. What I call for today includes ensure humanitarian pathway. In the sense of the United Kingdom, it would be the BNO visa scheme, to be inclusive of political prisoners who have been released and who are going to be released. In case of them who sacrifice for their freedom for democracy, an opportunity to rebuild their lives abroad if they want to. Secondly, impose sanctions to Hong Kong officials who have been involved in human rights abuses. Higher up government officials, DOJ's officials, prosecutors, national security judges are all need to be sanctioned by democratic countries. We are looking for the Labour government, the Prime Minister Keir Starmer, to immediately release any of their new strategies towards China. We do not want to see the British government prioritize economies, partnerships over human rights.